U.S. President Donald Trump eyes Canada's frozen north in a chilling power grab. Shock claims from NBC insiders revealed Trump's fury over Ottawa's defenseless Arctic frontier, mirroring his infamous Greenland snatch plot. Is the U.S. plotting to swallow Canada whole? According to multiple officials cited by U.S. media, Trump has grown increasingly concerned that Canada is unable to adequately protect its Arctic regions from what he sees as growing pressure from Russia and China, raising alarms inside the White House and among Washington's closest allies. The concerns echo the same national security justification Trump previously used when he pushed for U.S. control over Greenland, a move that stunned Europe and sparked international backlash over sovereignty and territorial integrity. In recent weeks, aides say the president has repeatedly warned that Canada's Arctic vulnerability could expose the entire Western Hemisphere to strategic risk, arguing that Ottawa must significantly increase defense spending and modernize its northern military capabilities. Officials describe Trump as deeply focused on preventing what he sees as American drift in the Western Hemisphere, with one source saying the administration's broader goal is to solidify U.S. leadership across the region and close any perceived security gaps. Another senior official said securing Canada's northern border is seen as a critical pillar of that vision, particularly as climate change opens new Arctic shipping routes and increases global competition for access to resources. However, both China and Russia have firmly rejected the narrative put forward by Washington, accusing the United States of exaggerating threats to justify its expanding Arctic ambitions. Beijing has previously described Trump's claims as a pretext for power projection in the region, while Moscow has consistently opposed the militarization of the Arctic, instead framing it as a zone meant for cooperation rather than confrontation. Despite the heated rhetoric, U.S. officials have been careful to stress that there is no discussion of purchasing Canadian territory or deploying American troops along Canada's northern border. They insist this situation is fundamentally different from the Greenland episode, emphasizing that the focus is on pressuring Canada to strengthen its own capabilities rather than asserting direct U.S. control. Behind the scenes, the White House is pushing for deeper military cooperation, including expanded joint training exercises, increased Arctic patrols, upgraded radar systems, and modernized early warning infrastructure across Canada's north. One official bluntly summarized the administration's view, saying Canada needs to up its game in the Arctic, adding that the current status quo is no longer sufficient in a rapidly changing security environment. These warnings have fueled unease in Canada, where political leaders and analysts fear the country could become Washington's next strategic pressure point, following Trump's aggressive posture on Greenland and the shock removal of Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro. The situation has added strain to an already complex relationship between Ottawa and Washington, with Canadian officials wary of being publicly portrayed as a security liability by their closest ally. During a recent visit to Beijing, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney acknowledged that relations with China had become more predictable than dealings with the United States, a remark that underscored growing frustration in Ottawa. The global system has been turned upside down. Carney has also aligned himself with European allies, stating that Greenland's future must be decided by Greenland and Denmark alone, while expressing concern over Trump's use of tariffs and security threats as diplomatic leverage. And we're concerned. We're concerned about this escalation. To be absolutely clear, we always will support sovereignty and territorial integrity of countries, Wherever their geographic location is, future of Greenland, decisions about the future of Greenland are for Greenland and Denmark to decide. And the security of Greenland. Security is first and foremost for them, but very much falls within the responsibilities of NATO. For critics, Trump's Arctic rhetoric risks undermining decades of cooperation between the United States and Canada, two nations that share the world's longest undefended border and a deeply integrated defense partnership. They warn that portraying Canada as vulnerable could weaken alliance unity at a time when global stability depends heavily on trust between NATO members and long-standing partners. As melting ice transforms the Arctic into one of the world's most contested regions, the stakes continue to rise, turning what was once a remote frontier into a central battleground for global influence. Whether Trump's pressure leads to closer coordination or lasting diplomatic damage remains uncertain. But one thing is clear: the Arctic has become the latest front line in a rapidly shifting geopolitical order.